Hey folks, we are here today in Westfield in Gallatin, Tennessee, and we are going to be taking a walkthrough of this Magnolia floor plan by Southeastern. This is their model home here at Westfield. It is a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, and it comes in at 2155 square feet. Now, if you're not familiar, Westfield is located sort of on the western side of Gallatin, which sort of makes sense, and it's part of a larger 500 acres worth of land that Southeastern is developing right now from Westfield over here all the way to Kennesaw Farms, which is also in Gallatin. They're sort of like building all in between right here over the course of the next several years. So there are a lot of homes that are going to be built in this area. But on that note, my name's Darren A. Wilson. I'm a realtor here in the greater Nashville, Tennessee area. Let's go ahead and take a walkthrough of the Magnolia model home by Southeastern here at Westfield in Gallatin, Tennessee.
Okay, so here we are outside of the Magnolia model home, and you will notice that this is part of their garden home series, and these garden homes are connected to one another right there. As you can see, the garages are the only spot that actually touch the home next door. Okay, so it's not like you're in a townhome or a villa where you're sharing an entire wall of the home with somebody else. This is still a single family home. However, you do share that wall right there. Basically enables them to fit more homes on less space. You're probably looking at a 0.13 roughly lot for most of the lots in Westfield with the garden homes anyways. They also have their manor home series, which are larger homes and larger lot sizes, though they are not connected. So just kind of keep that in mind. You will be attached to the home next door, but we'll take a look at where it's attached. It's just the garage. We'll actually see sort of the outside of it in a minute, and we'll see the inside of it as well a little bit later on. Now, here we are walking right up front here, and we're going to see something sort of curious in a moment here inside of the powder room, which is located right here. So, normal sized powder room, nothing weird about it, but even though this is a model home, you will notice that there is no mirror on the wall over here. Well, why is there no mirror on the wall? Well, it turns out that Southeastern just doesn't do mirrors in their powder rooms, like at all. I'm actually sort of encountering this right now. I have some clients who are under contract in Stonecrest for a townhome over there, and that's Southeastern as well. And for whatever reason, I guess they've just had issues in the past with people wanting different types of things in the powder room as far as the mirror goes. Some people have their own, or they want something very specific, so they just sort of stop putting them in there, and they don't even have something that they can order to put in there. So they just kind of leave it up to you to take care of that, which is something that we sort of figured out for my clients over at Stonecrest. But just in general, it just seems kind of weird to me that that's the one thing that they can't do, even in a model home. But anyhow, this right here is the section of that touches the other home next door. As you can see, it does have an exit from the garage out into the backyard. We'll get another actually couple of looks at that when I go outside, and then also when we look inside the garage later on in the video, so you can kind of see what that's like. But just getting back to what I was saying a moment ago, I swear every builder has one thing that they can't do. Every builder has like one weird thing that they can't do. I had a client under contract with Beezer in Mount Juliet, and the one thing that they refused to do in this neighborhood was they would not put like towel racks in any of the homes because they said everybody wants it somewhere different, so we just stopped putting them in, and we won't put them in. So go figure. But for whatever reason, every builder's got like one little thing that they just either refuse to do, or they won't do, or they're reluctant to do. Sometimes you can get them to do it, or sometimes you can find a workaround, like I did with my clients at Stonecrest. But in general, you got to kind of just go with the flow on those and solve those problems one way or another. Here we are obviously in the kitchen area. This is a open concept with the kitchen, dining, and living room area. Very nicely staged. And this one in particular has maybe, in the Magnolia has a little bit less counter space than some of the other options that they have here, but it's not bad. I still think this is a really great spot for entertaining. Most open concept kitchen, living room, dining room areas do a pretty good job as long as you have a kitchen island and another table to put stuff on to entertain. If you're having a bunch of people over, or even if you're just looking to have kind of a small gathering with family and whatnot, I think a kitchen like this really does a good job of getting that done for you. Now, towards the beginning of this video, we saw the base price, which is $454,900. Now, I don't want you to get it into your head that that's how much this home would cost, because once you start adding in something like a lot premium or design options, that is going to change the price of the home. Now, there's really not going to be a lot of structural options that you can do here at Westfield with the floor plans and whatnot. However, there is one sort of alternate version of the Magnolia, which we'll talk about in a minute. But in general, a lot premium design options, when it comes to the lighting fixtures, when it comes to what kind of handles are on the cabinets, are they in the kitchen, are they in the bathrooms and whatnot. That's going to affect your design options and whatnot as far as how much that's going to cost. Add that on top of the base price along with a lot premium, so it's not going to be that $454,900. You might be looking at something closer to $475 or $500. Depending on how much is actually put into the home. Might not go all the way up to the 500s, but it's not impossible that it goes up to $475. That being said, this home is actually technically for sale, even though it's not on the market. So if you want more information about that, go ahead and shoot me a message down below. Right in the description, you can find my contact information. I'll also post it at the end as well. But now, as we take a look at this living room area, you can see they have it staged without a television in here. Okay, so I think the best spot for that would be across from the couch, right at that wall that we're looking at right there on the left-hand side, next to the gas fireplace, which you're going to take a look at right now. That's where you're going to have your hookups and whatnot for the TV, so that just kind of makes the most sense. Again, nice spot for entertaining. This really works well together. And you have your gas fireplace located over here, so for those cozy nights in the wintertime where you want to warm up, there you go. And also you'll notice that tile right there matches the backsplash in the kitchen as well, so that all fits together quite well, makes the whole thing feel nice and cohesive. Now, as we've taken a look at the living room and also the kitchen area, we're going to take a quick peek at the dining section over here. Pretty small, but this is a 3-bedroom. You're probably going to have 4 people living in this home in most instances, unless you have kids doubling up in the bedrooms upstairs. And this will, sort of serve that very well. You also have this nice lighting fixture that they've chosen as well. In a moment here, we are going to go outside, and I want to just talk a little bit about the location here at Westfield in Gallatin. So you are located basically right off of Big Station Camp Road, which is located right there. Those cars you see going by, that's Big Station Camp Road. And on the other side of that road, okay, there is a rock quarry that's owned by the Rogers Group. Now, I never heard any noise or anything while I was here. Can't make a promise to say that you never will. But just kind of keep that in mind. There is a quarry on the other side of the road. There's a decent amount of space between the two, and you do have Big Station Camp Road dividing it as well. So it's not like it's right there, but it's not far. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, as we check out this back side here, you can see where those two homes do touch. You do have an exit out of the garage, which we're going to go inside next in just a moment. That comes out into that side yard right there. So you are pretty, intimate with your neighbor right there. But you're probably not going to spend a lot of time on the side of the home like that, possibly just coming in and out of the garage area, which we're going to go take a look at now. One thing I wanted to mention real quick as we head over there is I mentioned Big Station Camp Road being right behind you, and Westfield is zoned for Station Camp schools as well. Very highly sought after school system. They have an elementary, middle, and high school as well, just down the street from Westfield. Now, heading into the garage area, you see you do have a fuse box as well as your Wi-Fi smart home hookups and whatnot. And that's that corner right there that touches the home. So it kind of sticks out from the rest of the garage. You have your water heater over there and a door to the side yard. So that is where you're going to be touching that other home, is that spot right there. Now, another note on schools in the area, because you are located in Sumner County, you do have access to Merrill Hyde Magnet School, which is a K through 12, one of the top rated schools in all of Tennessee, another very highly rated school system over there. And it is located in Hendersonville, though, so it is going to be a little bit of a drive. Not too bad from where you're at in Gallatin, but, it is going to be a little bit more of a trek. There are also private schools located over here in Gallatin, such as St. John Vianney, K through 8, as well as Sumner Academy and homeschooling resources. Now this area right here, you'll notice you have just a little bit of a hallway. But one of the differences I was talking about earlier, one of the variations on the Magnolia that you can get is the Magnolia 2. And basically with the Magnolia 2, that area that you see right there kind of extends out and becomes a bonus room. So this is just the Magnolia. If you did move into a Magnolia 2, you would have a little bit extra square footage up here. That's the only difference that I can tell between the two. Now, one issue that people run into often with new construction neighborhoods, and actually my clients I was talking about earlier over at Stonecrest who are under contract sort of asked me the same question is, why am I paying an amenity fee or HOA fees for amenities that don't exist yet? And that's unfortunately just kind of one of the realities of new construction neighborhoods before everything's ready. Builders are kind of caught in a situation where they can either have you pay what you're going to be paying in 6 months from now when everything's ready and good, or they can raise the prices on you later on. And they sort of don't like having to do either one of those, but they have to pick one. And the one that they tend to pick is they're just going to charge you what they would charge you when it's actually ready up front. So, here at Westfield, you're looking at $75 a month, which is not terrible. And you also are going to be having a pool, which is pretty close to being done, actually. I'm going to get some footage of that soon because I will be doing a neighborhood tour here at Westfield to kind of show you guys what's going on, what's coming, what the neighborhood looks like and whatnot. But just sort of, keep in mind, it's going to be another couple of months before that stuff's ready and accessible. And in the meantime, you're still going to be, paying that HOA fee and those amenity fees when you, purchase the home, that are going to be funding that stuff. So, and the maintenance of it as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's one of those things that people get frustrated about, and it's completely understandable because, you ask yourself those questions about why am I paying for something that I'm not actually getting yet. Now, to continue on with that theme of the amenities that are not here yet, you do have underground utilities, which is, they always list that as an amenity. Whether you consider that an amenity or not, that is something that is true of most new construction neighborhoods. You do have those underground utilities. And also, they're going to be having what they are calling pocket parks located around the neighborhood. So you'll have nice little carve-outs throughout the neighborhood for some like green space and spots for the kids, as well as having the pool, which they are getting pretty close to finishing. I think it'll be probably ready by summer. And like I said, I'm going to do a neighborhood tour of Westfield. I'll get some footage of that so that you guys can see exactly where it's at going forward. But now let's turn our attention to the primary bedroom here on the second floor. If it being on the second floor is an issue for you, then definitely the Magnolia is not for you. But you do have a nice tray ceiling here. Feels nice and open. I really wanted them to put something on that wall. It's so barren since this is a model home, but that's okay. No big deal. You can put something over there if you'd like. But as you can see, nice size here. We are coming in at 16 by 15 for this bedroom. So nice amount of space here. And you also have the ensuite primary bathroom, which we're going to explore in a moment here. You do have 5 fixtures in here and a separate water closet and also a walk-in closet for your clothes and whatnot, dual vanities. So that's excellent for this floor plan. Want to give you guys a couple more notes about the location. You're located roughly 15 minutes from downtown Gallatin, and you're also, pretty close to Hendersonville as well. The heart of Hendersonville, too, is probably about 10-15 minutes away. So you're kind of smack dab in the middle of the two. You're obviously located in Gallatin, but you're not far from either one of those, which is a really nice place to be. Also, commute to downtown is going to look about 40 minutes. And you're also, if it's going to be trafficy and whatnot, maybe you're looking at more like an hour. Similar to BNA, the international airport here in Nashville, roughly 40 minutes. If you're dealing with traffic, sometimes things can get hectic. Maybe it'll be an hour. Maybe it could even be a little bit more than that because, Nashville traffic is not fun. So just something to keep in mind. You do have nice access to whatever you need while still being here in Gallatin. Now, if you are interested in Westfield in the new construction process, I do always recommend that you have representation. And just so you know, builders in general are really good about compensating buyer's agents, especially Southeastern. They do a great job of that. So if you're sort of concerned about having to come out of pocket, not something that you're going to have to do with Southeastern or most of the builders, and there's sort of workarounds for that anyways. Now, on top of that, some people, they're already having conversations with the sales representatives and whatnot that are at these different neighborhoods, new construction neighborhoods, and they kind of feel like, well, I don't want to cheat on this person and work with a buyer's agent. Well, I'm happy to report that they actually really like working with buyer's agents. It sort of takes some of the weight off their shoulders to sort of get the transaction done. And also, they're still going to get paid. You can still work with that person on whether it's a building of a new home or whether you're just sort of looking to close on a quick move-in home or whatever it might be. You don't have to feel like, oh no, I'm taking away this person's business. You're still going to be working with them. They're still going to be getting paid the same amount either way. So just keep that in mind.
I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. My name is Darren A. Wilson. I am a realtor here in the greater Nashville, Tennessee area. If you need any assistance with the new construction process, you can contact me right here for a free, no obligation consultation, or if you just have some questions that you need answered, you can reach out to me. Also, if you are interested in the new construction process and you want to learn what types of mistakes to avoid, you can download my free resource right here. It's called Nashville New Builds, 5 Costly Mistakes All Buyers Should Avoid. And the graphic design was done by my wife, who did an incredible job, so you should check it out just for that reason alone. If you would like to see more videos like this one, as well as community tours, I do that on this channel. You can subscribe right here. You can sort of click on my head right there, and that little thing will pop up, and you can subscribe. And finally, if you want to watch another video right now, you can check out this one right here, which is a home tour that I did at the most affordable new construction home in all of not just Gallatin, Tennessee, but Sumner County. See you guys next time.